The chilling wind whispered through the overgrown trees as I reluctantly followed my friends deeper into the abandoned park. It was a moonless night, and the only light came from our trembling flashlights. The rusted swings creaked eerily, their chains swaying in the breeze like the lingering ghosts of forgotten laughter. We were 5 reckless teenagers on the hunt for adventure, lured by the local legend of the Hollowed Oaks Park. They said it was cursed, that strange things happened here after dark. But we laughed off the warnings, fueled by teenage bravado. As we ventured further into the park, my heart pounded in my chest, and I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. My friends, Sarah, Mark, Jake, and Emily, played it cool, but I could see unease in their eyes. Sarah, the ringleader of our group, whispered, "Let's find the old carousel. They say it's where the spirits gather." We navigated through the underbrush, our footsteps muffled by the thick layer of fallen leaves. The air grew colder, and the atmosphere turned oppressive. My flashlight's beam danced over graffiti-covered walls and dilapidated structures, giving life to the park's haunting past. Suddenly, Emily let out a gasp. Her flashlight illuminated a cracked mirror hanging from a tree branch, its glass reflecting distorted and twisted images of our terrified faces. Mark nervously chuckled, attempting to break the tension, but his laughter echoed eerily through the empty park. As we approached the carousel, we saw it swaying gently in the breeze, its once colorful horses now decayed and skeletal. Sarah urged us to take a seat, eager to test the legend. The creaking sound of the carousel filled the air as we mounted our lifeless steeds. Emily and I exchanged anxious glances, our nerves on edge. Jake grabbed the ancient control panel and hesitated before flipping the switch. The eerie tune of a broken music box began to play, discordant and haunting. The carousel started to spin, slowly at first, but then with an unnatural speed. Our screams mingled with the dissonant music as we clung to the decrepit horses, desperately trying to regain control. The wind whipped through our hair as we spun faster and faster, the world blurring around us. Suddenly, the carousel screeched to a halt, throwing us to the ground. Gasping for breath, we stumbled to our feet. I realized we were no longer in the abandoned park. The scenery had transformed into a nightmarish version of our town, distorted and sinister. Shadows darted among the trees, and whispers filled the air. Sarah's voice quivered as she muttered, "We need to find our way back." We wandered through the twisted landscape, every step taking us deeper into the nightmarish maze. Our flashlights flickered and died, leaving us in total darkness. Panic set in, and we called out to each other in the black void, our voices swallowed by the malevolent silence. Then, a voice whispered in my ear, soft and seductive, "Stay with us forever." I spun around, but there was no one there. The others had heard it too, and fear gripped us like a vice. We stumbled forward blindly, our hands outstretched, desperate to find an exit. Suddenly, the ground gave way beneath me, and I fell into a pit of darkness. My friends' frantic voices echoed from above as I tumbled deeper into the abyss. When I finally hit the bottom, I was alone, surrounded by darkness. Hours or maybe days passed as I wandered through the unending blackness. The whispers continued, and shadowy figures danced just beyond my vision. I was trapped in a nightmare from which there was no escape. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, it was over. I found myself back in the abandoned park, lying next to the motionless carousel. My friends were huddled nearby, their faces pale with terror. We scrambled to our feet and fled the cursed park, never looking back. The legend had proven true, and we had narrowly escaped its malevolent grasp. To this day, I can still hear the haunting whispers in my dreams. A reminder of the night we dared to explore the Hollowed Oaks Park and barely lived to tell the tale.